Alright guys, we're back at it another night. So I'll show you what we ended up getting done last night, which wasn't a whole lot, but we did get some stuff done. So as I explained before, when I swapped the axles, the 14 bolt had the old style park brake cables, and so those two kind of went up. Each one had its own little deal that they went into, and it kind of came up and it was like a cable, like this little system that kind of wrapped around. So I swapped that into the K10, and then I'm using the K10 cable setup in here. So the pedal stays the same. You don't have to change any of that. All that stuff coming up through the floor, and it all interconnects. And then I had to plug this in here. Then I had to, let's see here. Had to run the cable down here. And on the K10, on the newer style setup, this body mount, it's got like a deal that comes down, just like kind of like right there on this support, and it has a hole in it for that. So I had to add to it. So it's just an 1/8 inch piece of plate, and I just welded it here and then welded it a little on the back side. And it's working good. So it comes down, it connects to the short cable, which is on the driver's side, and then the long cable comes over from the passenger side, and then it actually has the adjuster on it, and that's how you adjust it up. So I still got some adjustment left, and the cable, or excuse me, the pedal is about halfway in and nice and tight. Truck ain't rolling anywhere. Seems pretty good. So I got some parts that came in from Summit. So I've got some brake lines. So these are the fronts here. Those up there on the bench. Got me some of these. Now I ordered these the wrong size, but these can hold something. And then I got some boots for the tie rod ends. So anyways, they're just urethane boots. Let me see if I can open it up and show you here. Come on, baby. It's tough to do this stuff one-handed. Anyways, you know what they look like. And then I got a couple of fittings, because you know I had to get it to $100, so that way I didn't have to pay the shipping. So I got these fittings, and these are going to go on the ends of the 87 through, I don't know, 87 through what, 91 fuel pump deal. Yeah, I guess so. But the TBI style cinder. This is going to connect the standard fittings to the A ends. And I forget who, I got to find out, but somebody sent me the information on this to really save me some time here. And then let's see what we got here. We got our LS7 pilot bearing, so that came in the mail, so I will get that. Here's the part number on that if you need it. Let's see, 1255 75 83. And then I needed some plug wires, so I got me some Taylor Street Thunders, El Hincho in USA. But anyways, these are like, I don't know, the cheapest ones you can get from Summit, and really they'll do. I think it's the same thing I'm running on the K10. They've been running fine. Alright, so what else? So we talked about the drawing. Well, actually, let's talk about this. So I got this deal here. Alright, so Garage Ready reached out to me. They said, hey Dave, watched a couple of your videos. We got a product. Can you test it for us? And then we'll send you an extra one for your subscribers. I was like, yeah, sure, send it over. So it's been a while, but I needed to use it, and I haven't, it's not like a high volume garage here, so I'm not doing a whole lot, but when I do, I needed to get out and test it so I can give it an honest review. And I like it. I like how it has a nice reading. Now I have compared the reading from this to my slime gauge, which is just a cheap slime gauge, but I mean, I've tested the readings and they are accurate. I would say, I don't know, within a pound or two, I guess. But they are accurate. It's got a nice backlight on it. You can do, let's see, you can do bar, you can do KPA, you can do whatever that is there. And yeah, it works good. The only one issue that I have is like this clip on the bottom of it. sometimes it doesn't like to clip that good, but for the most part it does fine. I mean, it does good. It fills it up, it reads good. Now what I did, somebody asked me, they said in cold weather, they said it didn't work that good, and now obviously I'm not using this in the shop in Alaska out in the driveway or something. But I put it in my freezer and I forgot about it for like a week, so it sat in my freezer for a while. And I took the batteries out when I put it in, but I took it right out, I threw some batteries in it, I went right over to the truck, it still had frost on it, I aired up the tires and everything worked fine. Now, I don't know, I don't know how good that would work, in a cold shop, but in my shop it works fine, and it doesn't get that cold here, so. So anyways, it works good. For what it is, I think it's a good piece, and you know what I mean? It was free for me, so you know what I mean? So, it was good. So anyways, I'll have to say, I mean, I don't know, I like it. It's good for what it does, and I don't know, it works. So anyways, I've got one that I'm going to give to one of my subscribers. So check it out. So this is what you got to do. So in the title, I'm not going to put giveaway, because then everybody be like trying to get something, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so I just want it to be for the people that are watching and stuff like that. So Farm Boy had a cool way that he did his. So just in this video, leave a comment, and the comment say, "It sure is hot in Vegas." So leave that. "It sure is hot in Vegas." And I will get you into a drawing for it. So I'll wait about 3 weeks. Everybody who's commented, I'll put you in the drawing. And then I'll list all the people who are in the drawing, and then I'll put the name in like one of the random name generators. And we'll get you popped out something. And then whoever's the winner, I'll announce it. And then I'll contact you, and you can send me your shipping's information, and I will get it out to you. So yeah, so I appreciate Garage Ready for doing that for me. So that's cool. Alright, so we got park brake stuff done last night. I had to do a little fabbing. It wasn't a big time fab deal, but I had to do some stuff to make it work, which wasn't too bad, wasn't too rough. Now, there is another additional piece on the K10. It's actually like goes here, and it wraps around the cable, and then it sticks on there. So I don't know, I may drill it out and put it over here on this frame. But even when the brake's not on, the cable's not like flapping around or anything. So I don't know, I'll fill it out. I'm not gonna like do it tonight or anything, but yeah, so I got stuff to work on. So I think what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna start working on the drivetrain. I'm gonna put the pilot bearing in. I'll get the clutch on there, get the bell housing on, and then see where I'm at tonight. If I feel like it, maybe I'll pull my engine hoist around, or maybe I'll save that for tomorrow. I got my engine hoist on the side of the house, so it's kind of like, it's like 9 o'clock right now, so I don't want to be making a bunch of noise out there. So maybe I'll just do that. I'll get the clutch up in there, torque it all down, and get the bell housing on. And then we got plenty of other stuff to work on. Probably after that, after I get the flywheel and clutch on, I'll probably get the starter installed. So this is my Reman starter I got out of the wrecking yard for, I don't know, 20 bucks or something. Probably 25. They charged me a core. Then I got a couple of bolts that I got from Chevy. So we'll do that. I don't know if the starter works or not, but we'll hook her up and we'll use her for mock-up. And if she don't work, then we'll have to get a starter. But at least, for what I spent for it, it'll be a good core. I think they still charge cores for these. Yeah, and so I got my brake lines that we can put into. So I really have those, the front soft lines that I got to put on. And then in the rear, I haven't got a rear hard line yet. And I'm trying to figure out which one I need. So what I ended up doing on the front is, if you have a little bit of a lift, I don't know how much of a lift, but I know like particularly on mine, there's 2.5-inch lift springs on here. And if you use instead of ordering the K brake lines, if you order the C's for like a 2-wheel drive, apparently they're a little bit longer, and so I think they're like 2 inches longer, 2 or 3 inches longer. And so I'll use those just so they don't, I don't pull on them or anything. No, I'm not going to be off-roading this, but once it's all done and rolling and stuff, I may want to, decide to load up the boy and, go for a light trail ride down a dirt road or something like that. I'm going to need to like be a little bit flexy, I might take it to the sand dunes or something, you never know. So I'm going to put those in, and then I'll figure out what kind of line I need for the rear, and I'll get that ordered. Hopefully I don't have to order like a lifted one. I think I'll be fine. I think I can actually like move the line down a little bit even if I just use a stock one. But I didn't see one on Summit, so I'll have to just get one at my local parts store. And like I said, I can work the line so it's down closer to the axle, so I don't think that's going to be an issue there. And then I still got to work on the hard line, the front, this section of line that comes off of the distribution block and comes back to this piece. I think it connects somewhere like right back up in this area. And I don't know if I showed you or not, but it's got this is the reason why I took it off. It's got that kink there, and I don't know if this will switch to macro mode or not. Here, let's do this. So the issue is that kink, it's like right on the seam there. So I don't like having that kink on the seam, just because, you know, I mean, I don't want it splitting while I'm frickin' towing the K10 down a hill, you know what I'm saying? So we don't need that. So I'll just replace it just like for safety purposes, you know. I mean, I don't know, I normally probably wouldn't worry about that, but I'm worrying about it right now, so we'll get it fixed up. And yeah, I don't know, so that's pretty much all for tonight that I'm going to try to work on. And then I'm going to try to I'm trying to stick with outside stuff, drivetrain, brakes and stuff like that. I'm going to try to get all that squared away first, and then move on to other stuff. Really, on the inside, there's not a whole lot going on. I'll show you the inside a little bit. If you'll recall, and somebody actually asked me about this the other day, but these are the door panels that I did. They're probably gonna scratch my arm up, but anyways, I painted them with that frickin' bed. I cleaned them up and I painted them with that, it's like some kind of bed coating to add texture. Yeah, I don't know, and they're a little bit stiff. I mean, I recoated this, so it's not bad, but this is like a little bit like it kind of feels like sandpaper. So I don't know. I may what I was thinking about doing, if it bugs me too much. I mean, it's not really like, it ain't like I don't cut your skin or anything, but it's kind of, you know, I mean, it looks good. It gave it a nice texture. And then there's that other one over there. It came out well. But I may, if it does bother me, you know, if I think it's going to be an issue, I think what I might do is take it off and like maybe like spray it with like plasti dip, since it'll like conform to the texture a little bit maybe, and then it like will be like softer because it's kind of like rubbery or whatever. And then in here, I really just need to put the cluster back. If you recall, there's a video I did, I don't know, like last year, but I pretty much refurbished the cluster. Not really I took it apart and cleaned it, and I polished the glass, and it freaking, man, it came out cherry. So I got to put that back on, but it's kind of cool. It's out for now. That way I can finish my wiring. I need to wire up my OBD2 connector, and yeah, I think I've already put the wires. I don't know. I think I already put the wires into the cab that I need for that. As there's a there's a serial wire, there's a tack wire, which I'm probably not going to hook up, and then there's I don't know, there's another wire that comes in here. I don't know, but anyways, we'll get it figured out. So and then I don't know if this radio works or not, but when we hook it up, we'll see. All right, that's it. So here's the inside. We're gonna have to alter this. Deal here. I don't know where my shifter location's gonna be. I just taped that up because it was sitting outside. I didn't want the less critters, the better. So yeah. Anyways, that's all. I'm rambling on. So let's get busy and get something done here. Hey, also one more thing before we get going. One of my subscribers, he sent me an email and he's like, "Hey Dave, I see something in your video that you might need." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And he's like, "I'll send it to you." He didn't tell me what it was. He was just like, "Oh, I'll send it to you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So he said he was going to send it. It was a while ago. I don't know what happened. Maybe it just got hung up in the mail somehow. But I just got it like a week and a half ago, and so he wanted to stay anonymous, so I'll keep him anonymous. But I just wanted to say, hey, you don't know how much I appreciate it, because, you know, it's like, you never know when you're going to need a cooler. And so I'm probably eventually, this is a nice big cooler. It is, let's see, this is the 678. And trucks, motorhomes, SUV towing up to 5,000 pounds. So I think that'll work just fine in the K10. It'll replace that smaller one that I got. And then I'll probably use that smaller one again for my power steering. Keep it cool. So that's it. I wanted to thank him. And for you, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for sending this over. All right, let's get busy. that's about it for tonight, guys. I will wrap tonight up with a little video, and then we'll do another one, I don't know, a few days or so. But we made a little bit of a push. We got a little bit of stuff done. Don't forget to leave your comment for the drawing for that air chuck if you'd like it. And I did some digging through some boxes. I found some of this. Shit, I think it's 6 gauge. Anyways, this is going to be for my amp, or my alternator wire. So this, here, let me show you what I got here. Anyway, so all I got to say is the wrecking yard is the place to be, to go if you're doing LS swaps, because there's all kinds of Tahoes and stuff out there. Anyways, I pulled this power cable off of a Tahoe right there, and it goes down to this battery terminal here. Well, let's see, move that out of the way. So then this wire comes over, it connects there, and this is for the alternator. So I'm just going to beef it up with some, I don't know what that is, it's like 10 gauge maybe a little bit bigger than 10 gauge, but it looks like 10 gauge I guess, but it's a short distance, so 10 gauge is probably okay, but I'm going to run mine a little bit further. So I'm going to use this thick stuff here, just because I like to make sure I got proper voltage to everything. So anyhow, the cool thing about this is that it comes off of, and I paid probably like $5 for this or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to go back and rewatch the video, but it was pretty cheap. But that connects to the terminal, and then it comes here, and then it's got the wire that goes down to the starter, an LS starter. So it's awesome. And then I pretty much the same thing for the negative side. I grounded it to the I grounded it to the block there, and then this comes up and goes to my negatory side, however I want to run it. And then it's also got a ground that comes off, and then it grounds my terminal here on my fuse block. And I could either ground it here, or I could ground it to you know, like another one of these like Chevy distribution blocks. That's what I used on the K10. I've got one of those that's just strictly for grounds, and they work well. So yeah, anyways, alright, so we will continue on. Lots to do, but just kind of updating you as I go. I don't really have a rhyme or reason why I'm doing it a certain way. I'm just doing it and trying to get her done. So that's it. I'll let you guys go. You guys have a good night. You guys take care.